Good day everyone, I am Jessa M. Lumokso, a second-year Bachelor of Elementary Education. So today I am going to discuss the supplementary method, which under the assigned topic that I am going to share and discuss to you is all about manipulation and investigatory project. So before that, let us define first what is manipulation. So please come and join me and let's get started. What is manipulation? Manipulation refers to unconscious control of the independent variable by the researcher through treatment or intervention to observe its effect on the dependent variable. In other words, it is conscious act by the researcher where he or she varies the independent variable and observes the effect that manipulation has on the dependent variable of its interest. So there are methods of manipulation. So is straightforward, stage, and subject. So straightforward, it is there are stimulus manipulation. So different conditions use different stimuli, abstract versus concrete words. So instructional manipulation. It is different groups are given different instructions. Has an A versus ISO related. So that is the straightforward. Is stage or event manipulation. Manipulate characteristics of the context, settings, and etc. Is subject or participant. There are pre-existing mostly differences between the subject in the different conditions lead to a quasi-experiment. So that is the methods of manipulations. There are types of manipulation. It is mocking or teasing in mean to hurtful ways, bargaining or offering to make a deal to get what you want, bragging or promising money or favors in person will do what is asked, using guilt trips to get desired results, make threats, using foul language to get results, using blackmail or reveal private information. Manipulation and control. What is control? Control, the researcher's effort to remove the influence of any extraneous variable that might have an effect on the dependent variable. The goal is to assure the only differences between groups is that related to the independent variable. So that is the control. Is participant variables, characteristics of the subject, pre-existing achievement levels, and differences in attitudes. Is environmental variables, characteristics of the context, learning materials, differences in the time available for treatment between groups. So that is the manipulation and control. Through experimental design. There are three important aspects of true experimental design. First, manipulation of independent variables, randomization, and comparison groups. Manipulation techniques include the presence or absence techniques, the most important technique, and type technique. Random assignment is the randomization technique used to place research participants into groups. So that is the true experimental design. Let's move on to the investigatory project, and it is called Science Research and Investigatory Project or SIP. So what is investigatory project? So it is the research activity which aims to develop one's ability to identify and determine possible solution to a particular problem in one's community or possible explanation of a particular phenomenon. So that is investigatory project. And it is also planned undertaking to apply certain specific participle or principles or ideas of science investigatory project report. So doing an investigatory project considered as a major achievement of any students in science. Through specific investigation, they learn how to apply the acquired knowledge, specific concepts, theories, principles, and laws of nature. They can use their higher order process or thinking skills in conducting a research. Let us provide you a brief description of the parts of the science investigatory report. First one is title. The second is abstract. So let's define first what is title. So the title should be clear and precise. It has an objective or purpose. It should not be too long or too short. By just reading the title, you can determine what the investigative study is all about. Abstract. So the abstract should be one or two paragraphs only. It includes your research problem, the method or procedure that you are use, the finding or solution or conclusion of the study. Chapter 1. The first is introduction at its background. So the introduction is about one page only, wherein it includes the background of the study and its rationale. It usually leads into the research problem. Second is statement of the problem. The statement of the problem has two categories, namely the general problem and specific problem. Usually one general problem and three specific problem, which derive from the general problem. This research problem should be specific, reliable, valid, measurable, objectively stated. It can be a question form or a declarative statement. So that is the chapter 1. Third one is formulation of three hypotheses. The formulation of the hypothesis has two types, namely the null hypothesis and affirmative hypothesis. Hypothesis is a specific guess which intends subject for through investigation. It is recommended to use null hypothesis in your research problem. Hypothesis is a speculation or theory based on sufficient evidence that lends itself to further testing and experimentation. With further testing of hypothesis can usually be proven to be true or false. So that is the formulation of hypothesis. And the null hypothesis in a statistical test. The hypothesis that there is no significant difference between specified populations and observed difference being due to sampling or experimental error. So that is the two types of formulation of hypothesis. Chapter 2, the review of related literature. So the foreign studies, local studies, hypothesis, conceptual framework, and definition of terms. Chapter 3, methodology. The procedure, experimentation, data analysis or interpretation result, conclusions, recommendations, references, and it should be well documented. And the chapter 4, result and findings. And the chapter 5 is conclusion and recommendation. So that is all about the investigatory project.
For today's discussion, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you gain more knowledge about the discussion, and thank you and God bless.